Hey everybody, it's Maria, and I wanted to do a little demo video for a MIDI controller, and it's called Worlde Panda Mini. And I was given this controller by Lot Music, and they asked me to do a demonstration of it because a lot of people are not aware of the different things that you can do with this little unit. So this is what we're going to do. So let's get started. I just want to show you real quick. It's very light, very small. Okay, it's got like this raised keyboard, and it's got pads. All right, and when it comes, the pads are just white light. But there's a way to change that, and it took me a little while to figure it out last night, but indeed I did. And it has to do with this editor that you have to download from their website, and I could put the link in the description. And I use a Mac, so I can't testify to the PC, but on a Mac, it definitely worked. It was a little finicky where it said that it had no connection, and I had to, take this and re-plug it back in. I plugged it into my computer via a little adapter that you take the USB and put it into, because my computer is USB-C, not this standard or older standard USB device, but it seemed to work with it. Whether that was the reason it was finicky, I don't know. Okay, here's the other thing. For this video, I'm going to use this regular old USB to Lightning adapter because my iPad is an iPad Pro 2017. Okay, so I'm sure it works the same way if yours is USB-C. They sell one just like this. All right, and the other end is unfortunately the mini size. I like the regular bigger one. I think they're less, I don't know, flimsy and faulty, but this is how they save money. So this is where you plug it in to the side here. Let's get it in right. If I can get it in, that would be great. Okay, so it's plugged in, right? And the trick is, there is a trick, because it said it didn't work. So I believe you have to open up your DAW or your choice of synth before you plug this in. So let me try that now. I'm using Sampletank, which I hadn't used in a long time, but I wanted something with pads. Okay, so and this one does have that. So I'm going to take it and plug it into my iPad and hope I don't get that dreaded message that says that it's not going to work. And I don't see the light going on. That's not a good sign. People, not a good sign. Why isn't it working? It worked yesterday. Great. Well, this is what happens when you're doing a video. The lights are supposed to go on, and they're not. I wonder if it's the other way around. Ah, it went on. Okay, good. Woohoo! All right, so I think you have to open up your Sampletank before you plug it in, and I hadn't done that into the Worlde Mini. So just remember that. If you get mixed up, go back and watch this video and you'll see that it didn't work the first time. Okay, so now I have Sampletank opened up. I have the iPad going to this little speaker, that's all. And so you can hopefully hear sound. Now, it works just like a regular MIDI controller. You know, there's 25 mini keys, a little spongy. And I noticed that you really have to press hard to get it to have a loud sound. But I found that if you put it on constant in the editor, then it's louder. You just don't, then when it's on constant, you won't have that pressure sensitivity, that touch sensitivity. But for my purposes, I think I'm going to put it on that, and I'll show you. I'm jumping ahead of myself, but I want to go to the scenes. There are 4 scenes. They're called scenes on the editor, but they're called banks on here. So you press the bank button and you go up to, I'm going to go up to the last one. I think that's the one I put constant. I'll try to do the same pressure. It's a little lighter. Doesn't seem to be that different right now. But in any case, so there are different pressure sensitivities which you could set in the editor: light, normal, hard, or constant. Okay, so getting back to this, so now we see it's talking to the app, And you have a lot of choices in Sampletank. And what I liked about it is that since I have these pads, these knobs, and these sliders, if I wanted to, I could do MIDI learn, and I can control it with this little keyboard. So before we go on to that, let's just do the pads so you can see the pads light up. So you see the color? I've made them colorful. Now, right now, it's playing the violins or section or whatever it is, but I want it to play the drums. Like they're both playing the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into these pads here, and now you're in live mode, it's called. And I set a few things up earlier, and I called this one Sonic Synth Worlde Panda. I have Worlde Panda demo. I'll go to that one first. So once you save your scenes on Sampletank, then you can call them up when you want to. So right now I have 8 pads, and on these pads I have different synthesizers, and I all have them to channel 1 except for the drums, because that's the ones I want on the pad. So they're all lit up, which means they're all active. So I'm going to take off some of these because it's just going to be like this big, massive sound on the keys. And we'll go one at a time, okay? So now I have just the drums loaded up, okay? And I wish I could make this a little louder. Let me see if I can just raise the volume. I was using my headphones last night till I don't even want to tell you what time in the morning doing this. Okay, yeah, that's better. Okay, here we go. Okay. So now you can play the drums on the pads, and you can still have other instruments on the keys. So now I have this harp on the keys. Say I wanted to control the loudness of this particular instrument, right? But I didn't want to touch the pads. I want to use the controller here. So then what I would do is I would, I hope I remember this. Oh yeah, you press the MIDI, okay? And now you're going to go over to the volume. All right, I don't know why it wasn't working, and I don't know why it is working now. So I had to change the scene, which is not really the one I wanted to show you, but we'll live with it right now, just so I could show you how you can control the app via this keyboard. So now I press this button here, okay, assign control. I hold on to, just for argument's sake, let's say the master volume, and it starts to blink. And now I come over here, and you'll watch this as I'm changing this. It should move. There you go. See how it moves? But suffice it to say that you could actually change. Let's just try this. Let's say I want to do something crazy. This pad, okay? All right. So I want to shut these all off. I just want that pad right now. I don't need to shut this one because it's channel 10, which is the drums. Okay, so I have this pad. Okay, so now I'm going to assign cutoff to the first slider. And see how it's moving? And I'm moving the slider. I don't know if you could see that. I'm moving the slider, and the thing is moving. Okay, so that's that. Then I'm going to press, I move this up a little. I'm going to press this one, RES. I just all of a sudden can't remember what I just said it means. Not release, it's resonance. Oy. And now I'm going to do the next one. Okay, so there I'm doing the next slider. Okay, and now I'll do attack. And then I'm going to do the third slider. Okay, and then I'll do release. Okay, it's the typical thing that you find on most synths. Okay, so there you see it. I have these 4 sliders, and they're on these 4 knobs. Now, this may not be the best instrument, so I'm going to pick a different instrument that maybe you can hear hear a little louder, and maybe hear the change a little better. So let me get back. Instead of getting a pad, I'm going to do a lead. Okay, so let's just try modular lead. Okay, so you hear that? Now I'm going to go over here. I'm not even going to go to my iPad, and I'm going to start fiddling around with those sliders and change the sound. You hear that? Okay. All right, so what else do I want to show you? So let's use the drums. So you can do this with the sliders and the knobs. They're all fully programmable, you know, using MIDI learn is usually the way I do it. And so now let's go. I'm going to try to get the other one. I'm going to exit this one because it was kind of cool. I want to go to Sonic Synth. I spent a lot of time making these because some of them are really cool. So, so now I have this orchestra percussion and the gong on channel 10, which is up here. How cool is that? Move it down a little. Hard to get them all in the frame. And this gong is on there. They're also touch sensitive. Okay, so that's cool. And now I have created this massive preset. Now you might not want to use all of it together. So let me take off some of these. You could put them on different MIDI channels too. But right now I just have them all on channel 1 so you could hear them. And I'm just going to go with the guitar synth. Now you have here pitch down, pitch up. So instead of a pitch wheel, you have these buttons. This is for your octave. Okay, and then you have the mod. Instead of a mod wheel, you have this button. These other buttons, CC mode, that has to do with the control change, and you can look on in the little manual they give you. It tells you all about that, and the editor. And that's what bank has to do with changing the scenes. So you can, like I have on the, I think it's the fourth scene, I have instead of C here, I transpose it to D. Okay, because D has 2 sharps, F and C. But if I transpose it up by 2 semitones, now I don't have to use the black keys and I can play in the key of D. So that's D. But if I go back, you'll hear the right note C. But if I go back to the fourth one, it's D. So it's D, E, F, C, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So it just does it automatically, so you don't have to do the black keys. So C becomes D, or any kind of transposition you want, and that's done in the editor. Okay, so that's the bank. And this is for program change also. It's also discussed in here. I don't do too much with MIDI. Let's see. So yeah, here's something else you could do that's really cool. By the way, it's all, you know, it's not being charged with any kind of battery. So it's works off the juice of the iPad and this little cable. So, all right, so now I'm over here on the main screen, and you can pick your different instruments here. So I'm going to pick the drums, okay? And I'm not a drummer, but I'll use the metronome. So here I have just the drum kit loaded, okay? I want to add some other things. All right, one more and then we'll call it a day. What else? Maybe some kind of cello. All right, so now we have a whole bunch of these loaded up. Go back to the drums. If I can get this to work. glitching out. Or maybe it read it. Oh wow, you could do some funky things with that. So it kind of read, like recorded those movements. That's interesting. All right, have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching. So yeah, so thank you, Lot Music, for sending this to me, and I could see that it's nice and portable, so I could just throw it in a laptop bag. It's, you know, really light. It's not too much bigger than my iPad, see? Yeah, so when it works great, as far as the MIDI learn and all that. Sometimes, for whatever reason, they can get finicky. So yeah, I think I'd like to use this with AUM and set up a couple of different tracks. And, you know, that was just like a 4-bar loop to show you. So enjoy, have fun, keep on playing music. My dog's like, when are you going to be done? When are you going to be done? Where is she? Oh, she's over there because of the little heater. And then I have my fireplace here. Wish I had a real fireplace, but I'm surrounded by warmth. Take care, everybody. There it is.